Can you imagine like if I got like big enough to the point where people would like make those type of videos about me, and then I said that I won't be streaming for the next like couple days because I'm dealing with like my friend who recently like overdosed, and I want to help them recover while they get their life back on track. And then somebody makes a video. Political YouTuber Shark300 recently said that his co-producer on his popular show had overdosed. This could hurt his wallet. I was just like, what? That's crazy. That's crazy. Yo, did you see that Sunny V2 has been like, is getting like rattled recently? Has released something wacky, bro.
The Chris Tyson situation could become a complete disaster for MrBeast brand.
I just think it's like a wild way to frame this video. But let me reframe this for you and say the exact same thing. MrBeast's friend becoming happy and finding who they are through identifying differently and dressing the way that they want could be a huge disaster. Could be a complete disaster for MrBeast brand. The MrBeast friend who's become happy situation could be a complete disaster for MrBeast brand. MrBeast friend loving their life is a huge disaster for MrBeast. It's just wild, isn't it?
And however, it may also provide some unique benefits. So let's begin by going over the drama before explaining exactly how this will impact the MrBeast channel.
I don't know, man. I just like, you can make videos on like whatever you want, but I don't know. I just feel like it's really weird to frame somebody identifying in a way that makes them happy as, how can I make some money off of this? Especially if they're your friend. I don't know. If you're talking about somebody else's friend. How could I make money and capitalize off of this?
In 2022, fans began to notice that Chris Tyson was changing. In the early days, he represented the quintessential southern gun and truck loving dude. Yet beginning in March 2022, Chris began to display increasingly feminine traits, making tweets such as, "I finally got my nails done at a nail tech." Additionally, Chris would highlight that his facial appearance had changed significantly since the start of the pandemic, which accompanied another post reading, "Okay, so in 4 different customs, I had to prove I was myself because I quote look."
Shark, can somebody tell me why is this music? Listen, what you're telling me you don't put true crime music over a trans person getting their nails painted? Well, come on. Can somebody tell me what is that thing when somebody holds out their hand and you see the back of their hand and they put up like 4 fingers or whatever? Do you know what that? And they put their other like hand on their like bicep or something. What does that mean? What is that? Is that an anime thing or something? It's just a meme? Is it like a slur in like India or something? Is it like the middle finger? 4? What? Throwing up 4 means you're gay? Huh? Throwing up 4. Throwing up 4s. Urban Dictionary. Throwing up 4s means you get 0 bitches. Look, and used in a sentence. Look, he's throwing up 4s. I knew he didn't get bitches. Throwing up 4s. That was the most liked one on Urban Dictionary. The second one is throwing up 4s is a way of secretly saying you're a raging homosexual. Used in a sentence. Rachel is throwing up 4s. She must be a homo. What is this? Submitted by user Coochie Killer on May 8th, 2022. Thank you, Coochie Killer. Very cool. You put 4 of your fingers up to communicate the number 4. I see. I see. Shark, that isn't real. It's people who didn't like the meme. Yeah, I think I got that one. Yeah, I think I picked it up. So you put it up and it's just like you get no bitches. Fuck you. Okay. Makes sense. Anyways, wait a second. No. It's happening. I'm gonna no. They're coming for my genders. No, please. They're transing my gender. What's next? They're going to homosexual. Anything but this. And what's next? I'm gonna be white too. It begins. The only difference is I'm getting whiter and I'm going to the gym. I will not be twinkified. Never have, never will.
Look nothing like my passport pic, so much that I'm considering updating my passport. Do you see any resemblance? Prompting replies such as, you went from man to boy. Chris responded by stating, nah, to be honest, I just really started taking my mental health seriously and eating better, yet his Twitter photos kept insinuating that Chris was becoming more feminine.
Look at them grippers.
Kind of look showing up in his MrBeast appearances. For example, on the 6th of January 2023, Beast Reacts uploaded a video titled I strapped a GoPro to a fish, in which Chris dressed in a way that prompted comments such as, Chris has been adopting more and more traits that remind me of my grandmother. Okay, so some people just got
honestly they'll never recover
nails. Chris had to have lost a bet. The look is getting wild. The response to the video then prompted
children, high schoolers, learning that people dress differently sometimes for the first time in their lives. Cause you know MrBeast's audience is like, I say the median age of like your average I say like your average MrBeast viewer is like 16, 17 years old. But let me like, come on, be honest. This is like them. Honestly, this is actually pretty cool for like the Chris thing, because like this is the first time that they probably, for a lot of them, have like ever seen something like this in somebody's transformation from somebody that they like really like to that they really like, or like has been connected to something that they really like, going like changing who they are and becoming something different, and with them being the same person the whole ride through. Younger.
Countless viral TikToks, such as this one with 700,000 likes, stating how did Chris go from this to this, while others even made the claim that Carl had turned him gay. Now, this was pretty ridiculous, as Carl isn't even that feminine, and Chris had come out as bisexual years before he and Carl had even met. The true catalyst for Chris Tyson's feminization instead seemed to have come from his marriage. In January,
that's a wild claim. That's a wild claim.
Feminization instead seemed to have come from his marriage. In January 2000,
that is, we need to stop YouTube armchair psychologists. We've got to stop. Ah, yes, his marriage was the catalyst.
2022, Chris would post a photo with his wife to his Instagram, yet after this, the family photo stopped altogether. Fans also noticed that he'd removed his wedding ring, with the ring's absence correlating perfectly with the very first post in which he'd painted his nails. Chris confirmed the split in a—
What is this This is crazy analysis, bro. This is wild. This is drama turned to 11. He's digging into bro's marriage, trying to figure out when like the divorce papers first like got filed versus when the first time he like picked up like a went to like a nail salon. It's just like, come on, man. His marriage really isn't any of our business. And the biggest thing is, like, a lot of people are claiming this type of stuff, but like Chris still hangs out with his family, or like, I'm not sure about like his ex-wife, but I do know for a fact that he is still hanging out and even taking care of and posting pictures with his kid, like, all the time. A lot of people like are who want to like discredit him, or trying to say that he dumped his wife and kids so he could wear a tank top. Like, nah. I think he literally posted a picture with his kid like not too long ago. I would also stop posting pictures with people who I would not be posting pictures with, because we're trying to fix something interpersonal between us, me and the person who I have a relationship with, not us, who is YouTubers and people who watch videos that I'm in, which I'm not married to or responsible for taking care of. It's wild.
post from March 2023 reading, "For a little over a year now, me and Katie have been separated," with this also confirming that Chris's transformation began as soon as his marriage came to an end. Chris went from lighting campfires and raising a family with his beautiful wife to now trying to be a wife with his man buns and long nails. As the criticism continued to pile, Chris announced that he'd be taking a break from social media. And while there was a possibility that Chris would make efforts to return to his former...
And also, he may have been wanting to do that a lot this entire time, but what if his wife just really didn't like it or didn't want to? Everybody keeps trying to say Chris is the one who like ended the relationship. What if Chris wanted to wear different clothes or identify differently or take up new interests and his wife just wasn't having any part of it, just hated it, wanted to leave the marriage, didn't want to make it work? How do you know if like he's the one who wanted to keep making it work, but she just didn't love him anymore? Do you know if that's true? It's almost as if you're inserting yourself in somebody's business and making assumptions when they're trying to keep their private life private. Wild. Could be mutual as well. Breaking news. Human being tries new things when they have the ability to. More at 11.
Myself, he'd rather do the opposite and double down on his feminine image.
That's a little bit of drip, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Chris is the only one kind of serving here. If I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Everybody else showed up in like sweatpants or ripped jeans. Chris is the only one who really came flashing, honestly, and her, whoever woman is.
Showing up to the Kids' Choice Awards looking like this before making the announcement that he'd been doing HRT for approximately 2 months, which according to a quick Google search is the medical process for changing genders. Chris would expand on this by stating, "Informed consent HRT saved my and many others' lives. The hurdles GNC people have to jump through to get life-saving gender-affirming healthcare in a first world country is wild to me. Just let people make informed decisions about their own bodies," which received a positive response from both Carl and MrBeast, who wrote, "Got you, I did one more heart than Carl because I'm a better friend." While his co-workers expressed positivity, others weren't so welcoming. There goes a father figure the kid won't ever be able to look up to. Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times.
I'm sorry, but this is the most cringe thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Somebody who is successful, well-respected, takes care of their family, and your response is to peddle off a 4chan meme in the Twitter replies. That is, I'm sorry. Can I find this person? Leave it with Evan. Does this person have a family? Was this person able to get a wife? There's a paid check mark, just so you know. Here, let's see. Oh, they're posting about the feds. Nice one. Calling yourself a... I'm sorry, this is so good. Calling yourself a Sigma is equivalent to using pronouns. Oh, it's so good. Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. And weak men create hard times. Definitely not cringe. Least cringe, actually. Never been cringe before. Never will be. Ahaha. Remarkable, honestly. This is an opportunity for them to grow up and change. I hope they take the advice.
Weak man times. Chris responded to this comment by stating, "This is just more dog whistling that somehow trans and GNC folks aren't safe around kids. Tucker begs for me to come back when I leave for like 2 days to film. He is so loved and happy. Kids aren't born with hate, it's taught by people like you, and my child will only know love. I know I'm going..."
Damn. I'm not gonna lie, but that really is an evisceration. No kids, no kids, no real check mark, no wife. Bro's sitting here with the Instagram filter profile picture. Literally gets eviscerated. That is so sad.
going to be a great parent, and so is every other person who puts the love of their child before everything. I made this decision because I wanted to show up as my best and happiest self for him. In a way, this was for Tucker. Chris's response received some positivity, such as, "I'm convinced you're an amazing father. Tucker is lucky to have you and also lucky to have all of those who surround and support you in his life, as well as I adore that. I'm glad you made that decision. It's so much easier to be a parental figure when you're not struggling with dysphoria, yet he'd also receive an equal amount of backlash. You ripped apart your family and took a father figure away from your son just so you could paint your nails and act zesty. Pathetic. He will get torn apart at school, won't want to have friends around his house, a life full of difference and being alone. Must have missed the point."
What? What? My favorite thing about like conservatives, honestly, is their imagination. Zesty. Why don't you just say fruity? My favorite thing about conservatives is their imagination. You ever notice this? Whenever like a conservative gets into like a bind, like an issue or something, or like when somebody disagrees with them, the first thing they do is they start writing a fan fiction, and specifically about like how your life is going to be so much worse than their life because they're based in your cringe. So that means therefore everything from this situation is going to be you failing and cringing and them like going to the moon. Remember this when like the conservatives' favorite thing when like a woman got too uppity and didn't want to go to the gym covered in a blanket with like a scarf around their like like the whole body where like only their eyes are showing, but then they put shades on so you can't even see that, and they have like 14 layers of clothing on so you can't see the shape of their body whatsoever to go to the gym. And if they wore anything besides that, they'd be like a TikTok gym girl trying to get a man a rape charge to get him the death penalty. But before the death penalty, he would be dragged and quartered, and then they'd quarter him by like ripping off all of his limbs, but then they'd sew the limbs back on together just so they could rip them back off again, and then they'd sew them back together. And then they'd take his Twitter account, and then they'd make a tweet that said, "Haha, I'm stinky poo poo, I eat poop and I'm gay." And then they'd show it to you, and then you'd start crying, and then the entire crowd that came to watch you get tortured starts laughing, and then they all throw rotten fruit at you, and then you get the death penalty. But you get the death penalty by getting your face sat on by a thick trans woman. It's just wild. When the girl's just like trying to like go to the gym. The good way to die. It's just like my thing is they do this here as well, where they're like, "Oh yeah, here, listen, bro just wrote these two guys wrote an entire fan fiction for why growing your hair out and painting your nails is going to ruin your child's life." Remember, this is everything they're saying. Growing your hair out, being happy, and painting your nails sometimes is going to get this kid to like kill himself or something. You ripped apart your family. How do you even know? You don't know that's true. You don't know anything about this. You don't know anything about him. What's this fan fiction? They did it there, they'll do it here. They do it a lot to women. The classic one, the classic like conservative fan fiction against women who like don't want to have sex with them is that if you're a woman and you're like, I do not want to have sex with man right now. I do not want to be a property to man. Their number one thing is, well, get ready to hit the wall, 304, because you're a 304 for not wanting to have sex with me, ho. You chass ho. Fuck you. Have fun hitting the wall and becoming unfuckable at 16 and living the rest of your life as a cat lady with no boyfriend. Got him. I bet you'll be real happy with your feminism and human rights and voting rights and reproductive rights and laws against me sexually assaulting you when you have no husband. Got him. You and your 6 cats and you knitting for your bald cat's bald ass so he has a sweater because he's bald, and you're sad because I didn't put kids in you, so you can't knit a sweater for our kids. It's just weird. This is weird, bro.
Want to have friends around his house, a life full of difference and being alone. Must have missed the point in that tweet. How's this for him when you're depriving him of a father figure? Although Chris wasn't altered by these comments, as he'd once again reiterate his certainty in a new post reading, "It's never too late to start being yourself," which received praise from MrBeast as well as Nolan and Carl. However,
Just wild.
I have 30 followers, so go ahead and ratio me. I'll still rest easy knowing that I'm not a recent live stream titled "Opening 1,000 Mystery Art Boxes."
Okay, wait. This part is like really weird. Okay, so there's like some psychoanalysis. There's more psychoanalysis on this one.
Home and enjoying each other's company. Maybe everybody was simply too busy opening packages, but Chris did make these bizarre jokes about Jimmy being female, making him incredibly uncomfortable.
Oh my God, Jimmy! Look, they drew you. Jimmy, they drew you so well.
Just what is this? It's a bro. I say that to my friends all the time. I'm hanging out with my boys, and then there's like a woman, and then we go, haha, you're woman. And they're like, you, and then he's like, why I oughta, you mother, and we're like, tee hee hee. It worked. That's just friends. That's what friends do. I'm sorry.
Looks just like.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God, it's Jimmy.
How did fan art? This is what we were looking for. Be brave, be honest, be kind. MrBeast. That is my tagline.
Becoming even weirder when
bullying
each
him.
member started to pay each other compliments.
Hey, nice shirt. Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Hey, nice shirt.
Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Thanks. Nice shirt.
Nice shoes.
For the most part, the live stream was devoid of awkward moments. However, it would act as
Is that an awkward moment? What? Just, I don't even think that was like very awkward, honestly. Was that? This looks kind of cute though. What the hell? I think they look nice. I think it's a nice outfit. Jimmy's just a guy. I don't know. He seemed. I don't know. It's just like, wait, like for this one, like I don't do this typically, but I'm pretty sure here,
uncomfortable.
Oh my God,
like where he
Jimmy,
did
look, they
this,
drew you.
where he
Jimmy,
tried
they
to
drew
claim
you
that
so
he was
well.
uncomfortable. Like, look, they drew you so well. I'm pretty sure he's looking into a monitor that shows what the camera is seeing. He's looking at the stream to see it. So like the stream can see it and he can see it at the same time. So he's like, huh? Why would he start laughing before he even knew what he was looking at? They're like, look. He looked away and then he was like, oh, I need to save face here. I need to laugh.
It looks just like.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God, it's Jimmy.
It's just, I don't know, man. It's just wacky, bro.
Say as the situation is. However, it would act as fodder for another 100 million views worth of drama and criticism. Chris likely believes that people will slowly adapt to his new appearance over time, but is this really going to happen? Well, maybe. It's difficult to say as the situation is fairly unique,
the killer music
especially when
change.
considering Chris's reputation and influence. However, if Chris continues to transition, would it be unreasonable to say that he could jeopardize some of the personality traits which made him a successful member in the first place?
Jeez. Oh my goodness. Jimmy actually, I'm pretty sure Jimmy actually responded to this. Guess it's unreasonable. Yeah, this is pretty unreasonable. I'm not gonna lie. It seems like Chris is pretty happy, and I don't watch MrBeast. Nobody, what I've seen in all the comments that like everybody has made. Listen. I don't know any people like before and really after transition that much. I don't like keep around like I don't have a lot of like friends. I actually don't have any. Well, I don't have any real life friends who are trans, as far as I'm thinking. Yeah, I don't have any real life friends who are trans like that I know around like here where I live, right? And I haven't really been around people like before they've transitioned. Thank you, Rocker. And like after, can you all enlighten me? Do people like really change personality wise after transitioning? I don't know if that really happens. Like if they just become like a completely different person. Like there's some issues that happen. They get happier. Sure, but yes. I know a lot of them do get happier, which is nice, and they become more of themselves, more happy to speak up, more cheerful. I don't think that's I highly doubt that would be an issue for like a MrBeast content career, which is kind of like, you know, being around younger, like entertaining younger people, really. Generally more outgoing. All of these seem like good things for but what I mean is, outside of that, becoming a communist, yeah, become a Vosh viewer. Outside of all of that, I'm talking about like more intricate aspects of their personality that you would like, that you know and recognize in them, like who they are as a person. I'm not talking about like something as broad as they go outside more or like they become happy. You know what I mean? They stay mostly. Yeah. That's what I was expecting. I don't know any, especially since like a lot of people who a lot of people who grow up and then have certain hobbies and like have certain, I know this for a fact. A lot of people who grow up and have certain hobbies and enjoy certain things, when they transition and go through transitioning and everything, even like full transition, like full surgery and everything, they usually stay in the same, like, if they can, they usually stay in the same friend groups. I know they keep around mostly the same hobbies. And like, if that's the case, I think it can like extrapolate that the likelihood of a person transitioning and then becoming like a radically wildly different human being is low. I just don't believe that's true. And honestly, hasn't this been happening for like a year, 2 years now? It seems like if the time for Chris to change like a whole lot would be a while ago, right? Right? Not a radically different person? Yeah. I low-key dipped out of all my friend groups when I came out. Damn. You leave him, left him in the damn dust. What the hell? But yeah, actually a really cool thing is like MrBeast actually commented on this. Take a look at this. So somebody posted the video when it came out and they were like, this new Sunny V2 video feels really invasive and all the wrong reasons. Like, why did you make this? You delved into the man's marriage and shit. Like, this is off-putting and unnecessary. I think so. I really do think so. This is just like, it's just too much. It's just, yeah, I guess you could have been able to talk about this issue, not in this way, like how it could benefit, how like somebody coming to terms with who they are could make more money for MrBeast. I think that's a bit crass, if I'm going to be honest with you. Poor taste, I may say. Yeah, I don't like it. It's just a bad framing for a video, honestly. And like, just saying it could be why it will soon be a nightmare. It's just wild. It's disrespectful, honestly. And like, and it also is disrespectful not only to Chris, but it's really disrespectful to MrBeast as well, because it assumes that like the reason why he's around is to like make money for him and not because he's his friend. But he also works on stream and in content as well. And don't you think somebody who you have like fun with and you genuinely enjoy would be the best person to have on stream or have onto your content, onto your videos and your shows? Don't you think? I think so. There's no reason to talk about his marriage really, besides what he said about it. I think all speculation outside of that is really just, it's rude, it's gross, it's disrespectful, and also unnecessary. It's just bad. Cringe. Grow up, brother. But yeah, he responded to MrBeast. Yeah, this is getting absurd. Chris isn't my nightmare. He's my freaking friend. And things are fine. All this transphobia is starting to piss me off. Oh my goodness. MrBeast going nutty mode. MrBeast turns up. MrBeast turning up MrBeast ripping the heads off transphobes like bottle caps arc. Yo, dude. MrBeast turning beastly. It seems to be happening. It'd be really cool if that happened. I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest with you. It's not phobia that most have. It's a concern for what's appropriate to expose children and normalize in society. Oh, here's the pedo jacketing. Ah, yes, man Yes. Person paint nail. The children have been killed. As it is. Oh please, shut the fuck up, dude. It's the same meme every single time. I don't think children should be I don't think children should be like exposed to conservatism. I think it is child abuse, actually, maybe even pedophilia, for a single conservative to speak to a child for any period of time, or for even like a conservative's words to even like reverberate the eardrum of a child. And I'm not even talking about like I'm not even talking about like after they're born. I'm talking about even like before they're born. I'm even a single wavelength from a conservative speaking at all, no matter what it could be, reaches a mother's tummy, and the sound waves reverberate through the embryonic fluid and into the little goo ball that is like a 1 week old zygote. I think that should be a crime. I think that should be a crime. I'll let a 14-year-old anarchist decide what the punishment for that crime should be. But it's a crime, so sorry. I don't believe a conservative should be allowed to speak to a child until the child's brain is fully developed. So I'm 25, something like that. And then they could maybe start to talk to them in limited conditions, supervised by a social worker on weekends, every other weekend. Sorry, it's how it works. We should put through a law. What do you guys think? You think we could pass a law about that? His pronouns are they, them. What is this? Is this a real quote? This is unironically a best quote from The Matrix. Morpheus speaking to Neo. I love to quote The Matrix. It's so good. Me when I'm goofball pilled. Someone's like, stop promoting degeneracy. What degeneracy did MrBeast display? Staying friends? Giving out millions of dollars to people? Somebody said watching his friend destroy his own life. Easier than asking important but difficult questions. Like what? And how do you know? Like, wait. And you don't know any of this. It's easier than asking important but difficult questions. What questions are you asking? You didn't seem to ask any questions here. It seems like you're just stating that you just imagine that his life is terrible now. Yeah, you don't know the conversations. It's just like the theory crafting, the fanfic making. If I don't like you, your life must be terrible. Be prepared. Oh man, I hunt 100 transphobes. Oh man. That'd be crazy. New MrBeast video. I pay for 1,000 trans people's gender affirming surgeries. It's crazy. It's crazy. Paying people. Oh man. As we were talking about it, there's more. But wait, there's more. Paying people $100 to kick Matt Walsh in the balls. Yo, this could go crazy. Too based. Too based, MrBeast. Too based. Hello? Based apartment? Yes. He's finally come to the light. You know what they're gonna say now? I think there's going to be a video. I think there's going to be a like Matt Walsh video posted on this, and he's going to say that the reason why MrBeast is able to do all of this is because he was being paid by Source the entire time. As it is, it's going to be just like that. As it is. Thank you, Walsh. And then MrBeast says, I think. What's up, guys? MrBeast here. I just paid 300 people to find Matt Walsh's address. I do not condone that. That'd be a bad video. This is one of the most dog shit videos ever. Dude, J. Aubrey is like light side Sunny V. I haven't seen. Have we ever seen Jay Aubrey post an L? Like, can we be honest with ourselves? Have we seen this before? I've never seen Jay Aubrey post an L, if I'm gonna be honest with you. Jay Aubrey is usually like, this is crazy. Honestly, no. Yeah. Like every other Sunny video, I'm like, I don't know what this guy's cooking, and I really don't like it. Every Jay Aubrey video, I'm like, this man put some turmeric in here. It's a little spicy. Because Jay Aubrey does research? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Seems so. He's a chef? Yeah, he's cooking up. He's a chef. He's got his signature ingredients. He makes it happen. And honestly, I'm here for it. I respect it. Hells just bounce off of him. Especially when he's, I mean, like, it's even more when he's on the Bird app. When he's on the Bird app, he'll like, I only see Jay Aubrey like once every like 2 months or something, like come up on my feed. But like every single time I see a like Jay Aubrey on my feed, it's always like somebody says something horrible and Jay Aubrey's like, you're a bad person, stop. And it gets like 500,000 likes. And I'm like, so true, Jay. Thank you, Jay. It's almost like the facts agree with us. Sad how it works out like that for them, isn't it? Sunny's vids have always been best consumed without thinking about what he says too deeply. That doesn't sound like that's a good video. He never put much effort into substantiating the points he makes. You can scroll his channel and see the progression into entirely negative, sensationalized clickbait content. Very sad. He's doing it for money. Very sad. This isn't the first time I've seen negative trans comments from that creator. Hate to see it. New L just dropped. I watched it. It's pretty spot on analysis from the situation. It literally can't be. It like by definition, it like cannot be due to his speculation on his marriage. It by definition can't be. He wasn't in the room with any of the situations that are going on with like him and his ex-wife. His pronouns are they, them. I think it's so funny. I'm sorry. I think instead of like, so people, you may have seen this when people like respond to people calling Chris like he or him or father, right? Instead of like reposting Chris's bio which says any all pronouns, I think what you should do instead is just like respond to them with that picture from like Spider-Man where she turns around and goes, his pronouns are they, them. I think that's what you should just do. It's just too good. How could you not? Genuinely, it's too funny. Everything else is honestly a waste of time. Like any other response is genuinely a waste of time. Wait, for the people who haven't seen it, his pronouns are they, them. It's so good. It's so good. It's perfect. Just hit him with this every single time they say it. MrBeast in a tough spot and it's out of his control. I watched it. It's pretty oh no. Close it after the first. It might be bad for the brand. It might provide some benefits. I know, right? I'm glad I'm not the only person who picked that up because I don't know, man. I'd be pretty upset if like my friend or something got like, if I had like a can you imagine like if I got like big enough to the point where people would like make those type of videos about me, and then I said that I won't be streaming for the next like couple days because I'm dealing with like my friend who recently like overdosed and I want to help them recover while they get their life back on track. And then somebody makes a video. Political YouTuber Shark300 recently said that his co-producer on his popular show had overdosed. This could hurt his wallet. I was just like, what? That's crazy. That's crazy. Here is 25 ways how this could reduce the amount of money he'll make this month. Like, come on, brother. Come on, man. It's wild. It's wild. It's wild. Oh, sorry. I didn't see you there. If you're enjoying the content, hit the subscribe button. If you don't, it'll make Boo very sad. I know a bunch of you who are watching are not subscribed. Join the frenzy. You won't regret it. Thank you, Boo.